Welcome, everyone. Hey, my name is Kendall Getz, and I'm here with Dr. Jamie. And we're here to talk to you about what is holding you back, the stories that you are telling yourself that keep you from losing weight, from looking good, and having the health that you desire. And so, for the next 10 minutes, we're going to talk to you guys about these stories that we tell ourselves that are totally defeating and keeping us from the health that you actually contain. And so, I'm
Lucy is going to tell you some girl about that as well. I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like my dog sometimes.
Right? Live, and the Amazon delivery truck is at our porch.
Now you know. It's Prime Day for everyone who's watching. So when it comes to these stories, we really focus on these a lot in Starch of helping people uncover what they are thinking and how it is holding you back. Your thoughts are keeping you from your goals. And so I'm going to ask Jamie, why are these thoughts so destructive, and what thoughts have you noticed within our clients that come up repetitively?
Well, thank you for pardoning the interruption with the dog. But I see these all the time, the stories that people tell themselves about their health, that they can't be healthy, they can't lose weight, just like you said. And why do we do those things? A lot of things have to do with the emotions that those invoke. Envy, right? Envy for what you once were, envy for what you see around you, whether it's on social media or in your community, envy for the perceived health of others, that everyone is not dealt the same cards as you. And then it sometimes can become anger, that you just feel broken, like you're not going to be able to achieve what you would hope for. And then you can lose hopelessness. Like, I've tried everything, nothing has worked so far. And also then it comes with a fear, like the fear of missing the goal that you have in your mind, or the fear of wasting more time, that you are going to work on this and it's not going to work, and it's going to take so much time, and how exhausting that is going to be. So it just turns into a spiral of emotions. And these are some of the things I see in healthcare practice with people working on a chronic disease, whether that disease is heart disease, diabetes, or obesity, which is actually becoming a huge epidemic in our country. And I know that you see some of these stories too in your clients, right?
Absolutely. I mean, these are stories that are coming up over and over again. And when I first have initial interviews with people, typically one of these stories will pop up. You know, I once was, or I think I'm broken, I've tried everything, or this is the laundry list of things that I've done weight loss wise. Will super starch work? Will this work for me? And what I'm excited to talk about is how all of the thinking that we come in with can be shifted and transformed. And once we start working internally instead of externally, the puzzle pieces just start to fall in place. And so what I want to share right now is that mindset comes from a desire for a visible external change. And so when we are visibly driven, we are desiring things that are going to help us get to a short-term goal instead of a long-term goal. And so health is not a one-stop fix. It's never going to just end with a 6-week program. It's never going to just end with a Whole30 diet. We're constantly doing these short-term fixes instead of doing a long-term fix. And so what I see with external fitness being the desire is it's short-lived. It's a sprint. Most of the time, the benefits are just to lose weight for an event that's coming up, whether it's a wedding, a birthday, a vacation. It's all in the desire just to look skinny for a certain day. But then there's an end to that schedule. That time ends. And so then the nutrition choices are typically based off of weight loss, not health. They are scheduled, calculated. Maybe you're counting calories or counting macros. You're following a very rigid plan that doesn't have a lot of health science backed up by it, but there are rules that will help you to just drop weight. There's maybe a separation from your hunger and fullness. And then the outcome could also be food as a reward, and it changes your relationship with food. So the nutrition mindset around that has some pretty negative connotations. And then even the mental health aspect of it surrounds doing behavior modifications. And it creates, again, that food cycle reward. Food maybe becomes the one thing that you focus about all the time. And the mindset too creates a forbidden food effect. And it also starts to create short-term thinking patterns. Neurologically, we start to build skills and habits of, after 6 weeks, I can white knuckle this, and then that's all the time and effort spent just developing a skill that only gets us to 6 weeks of weight loss. But what about the rest of your life? What about the stories that you're telling yourself? And so when we just focus on behavior modification and not doing the internal work, we start to see that there's a very transactional relationship with your weight loss goals and your outcomes. And we want to break away from that. And so actually, I'm going to ask Jamie to share with us why we want to focus on the opposite in doing the internal work, the internal fitness, and help us to understand what that approach does and how that could really change people's lives.
Yeah, I like what you said about it being transactional with that visible external fitness. I used to say when I was in a rowing club in Seattle, I would say, "Oh my gosh, we rowed 3 Snickers bars today, guys." Like, right? It was that reward benefit. And now I look back and I never went and ate 3 Snickers after, but I kind of was empowering myself to be like, yes, that was an amazing row with these people on my team. And then, hey, but if you want to go have a Snickers bar, you earned it, And so I think that is the difference between when I'm talking to people about internal organ fitness, revolving around these chronic illnesses they have or new physical problems that come up. We are really looking at long-term quality of life things that show on the outside. And so when they are that, but what you're talking about is what leads people to come in to ask me for a medicine, and they don't want a long-term fix. And so what I want to talk to you about today is just looking at internal organ fitness as longevity. We never stop aging, right? And we want to age gracefully with that quality of life that shows on the outside. So you get the benefits of having stronger nails, shinier hair, clearer and brighter glowing skin. You have less sick days at work. You have better processing of the foods. You're absorbing things into your gut. You're not gassy. You're denying the genetics of your family history and allowing your genes to represent what you are putting into your body over the long term, a better quality of life, and nutrition choices that are based off of science, not just macros or rules like you were talking about, but it's really looking at, is there anything out in your body that more vegetables and more foods, whole foods, could not? We are learning new goals to prepare food. Like, how do you prepare your food? How do you prepare your plate? Are you having just the brown meal? Are you adding vegetables to every single meal? Being an intuitive eater and listening to your body for hunger and fullness cues, it just makes it very simple. And this is a mindset for longevity. So maybe it took you 30 years to become obese. It's not going to be fixed in a 30-day fix or with counting your macros for 300 days. This is a longevity mindset piece that creates mental health and internal organ health that will help you with your emotions, not just turning to food, and not thinking of just food as that reward, but turning to healthy outlets like the primary foods, foods that nourish your soul. We talked about that a few weeks ago on the live, but looking at hobbies and relationships and activities that stimulate you mentally and physically. And that's one of the reasons that I'm so happy that we partnered together to bring Super Starch, because it really goes to this longevity piece of your mindset and your internal organ fitness feeding your visible external organ fitness. So I would love for you to tell everyone a little bit about the Super Starch program. We're starting a new 6 weeks at the end of this week, right, October 13th. And so this would be a great time for them to reach out to you or to me to become a part of that longevity and aging gracefully with our habits. So tell us just a little bit more about what Super Starch teaches and how it's different for people.
I love this. Yes, Jamie, thank you for sharing about external versus internal. And so what Super Starch offers is that we are going to help you do 2 major skill shifts. And so we're going to teach you how to do a nutrition shift, how to prepare food in a way that will make it so that you can effortlessly lose weight. We're going to make your plates very simple so that you understand how to sit down and have every meal fit into a lifestyle that you can do whether you're in your home or you're traveling. We also teach you how to just rework thinking about food as a reward and to actually get in tune with your hunger and fullness signals. Instead of having to count calories or macros, you're actually going to learn how to listen to your body for the very first time and actually be able to understand, am I hungry right now? Am I hungry to eat? Do I need to pause? And so that's really the biggest skill that we can take away from this is nutrition. And then the second skill is your mindset. So how to process and to reframe stories in your head that hold you back from success. So we teach you mindset modeling, which we use just about every single day. It is one of the number one skills that I think that you can walk away with is to reframe your thoughts and to separate story from data. And so we go deep into mindset, deep into primary foods, teaching you how to stop just focusing on your plate, but how to actually start focusing on the reward of life and health and longevity, and to start seeing the benefits of not just the scale going down, but also the mental freedom that comes from not having to think so much about food and dieting, and to be able to really do this for a lifetime. And so unlike everything else that you've ever tried out there, this is skill-based. We're going to teach you how to do that. We have all the tools needed for success. And so we start next on this upcoming Sunday on October 13th. And if you would like to get started, you can message Jamie or you can message me through our Facebook Messenger, and we will help you get started. If you have questions, we can help you learn if this is the right fit for you. And I am very excited because I know that this has helped so many people, and I really believe it could help you too. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us on this live. We'll talk to you later.
We'll see you on Sunday in Super Starch.
Yes, it's going to be so good. Can't wait. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.